Wednesday evening, time for lessons. So just sitting here waiting for my drumming student to turn up, and then we can crack on with that. Just a half an hour today after a long day at the day job, and then hopefully I can look at some of my little projects that I've got going on. Tell you one thing that's certainly taking a lot of time at the moment, probably for the foreseeable, an awful lot of watering to do every night. Yeah, takes a lot of time. So, but yeah, it's been very dry. Even with some of the rain we've had this last week, it's pretty much bone dry still already. So here's another thing on the hopefully imminent list, which is basically to put in a cupboard, well, and some drawers, a couple of drawers, because basically since we've shifted things around in here and put in different fridges and moved things about and all that kind of thing, we've ended up without any cutlery drawers, which is a bit mad really. So this is something we're going to do as soon as possible. We don't have any leftover bits of the kitchen. These are all white units in here, so just going to use the sort of melamine white chipboard stuff and make it myself is the plan. So the first thing here is a little bit of measurement. I do notice the side parts of the cabinet go right back to the rear wall on the other ones, so I guess I'll do the same. There is a recess, it's just that the back panel is sort of set in a little bit, so there's sort of a access behind, or if you want to run anything behind it you can still do that. So that's the plan with that. Just a little bit of measuring for now, and then order some materials and get cracking. At the end of the day, it's just basically a big rectangle, so there's nothing too horrifically complicated about it. Another quick job on the agenda for the evening. Even more runner beans again. Oh yeah, helps if you turn the water back on. Something I haven't mentioned before, down the back here, this is going to be really nice soon. Well, maybe a little bit longer. We have some nice raspberries. Loads of them here. Nero's really excited about it too. Managed to do a little bit of work down here this weekend as well. There's a whole bunch of new marigolds I put in there just to pad that out a little bit. And I put up some mesh because the peas have started to come up fairly tall, so just started that little bit so I've got something to cling to. And then over here we have our weekly update on the runner beans. They've come up a little bit, but they'll get there, I'm sure. So today we had a little visit to a place called Peckover House. Now this is located in Wisbech in Cambridgeshire. It's a really lovely place. You wouldn't believe it's in Wisbech actually. It's a National Trust place, and yeah, the house is really interesting, but today we mainly focused on the gardens. There's some incredible looking gardens. It's about 2 acres I believe they said. This is a brilliant time to come, of course, before the summer comes in full blast, and but everything's really luscious at the moment. Everything's growing really nicely and lovely flowers out everywhere, so yeah, it's a brilliant time to go. It was a particularly hot day today though. Like a lot of National Trust places, they do actually sell plants, although these ones in here were not for sale. But they have a plant stall near the lovely tea rooms. Actually, the way you think about Wisbech these days as being not particularly great, I suppose, quite run down, well, it's worth coming in here and learning about the history of the place, because it was a very, very busy port years ago. The people that owned this house were a big part of it, and it was a really busy, thriving place many, many years ago. You wouldn't believe that from the way it is now, of course, but yeah, it's definitely worth a little look. So that's about it for this week. It's getting late now, and I've got a really horribly early start tomorrow for work. At least I'll finish early, I suppose. On Wednesday, me and my son are going somewhere quite interesting, I think, so might show you a little bit of that. Wait until next week. But thanks for watching. Hope you've had a good weekend, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.